Hey guys! Well, I thought I'd take a break from working on my next big video to talk about some very big Command & Conquer news that came out pretty much today. Now, no, it is not a new game, it's not a remaster, but it is maybe the next best thing, or close to it. It's definitely a massive gift to the community, and especially to modders. That's real bright. And the news also hints at a future for my particular favorite game in the series, Tiberian Sun. So there is that. EA have posted a big write-up about what is going on, and I will link that in the description if you want to read it all. Otherwise, let's hit the main points, and I will tell you all about it. Long story short, Luke Feenan, who is a CNC community veteran and an unknown-sized team at EA, have been working behind the scenes since the release of the CNC Ultimate Collection on Steam last year to, and I quote, research further improvements to games included in said collection. And the news today is that initiative's first success. Will there be more? I hope so, but let's leave the speculation to a bit later. The first item of big news here is that EA have released the source code for the original Command & Conquer, so Tiberium Dawn, Red Alert, Command & Conquer Renegade, and Command & Conquer Generals plus 0 Hour. Next, a bunch of the existing Command & Conquer games in the Ultimate Collection have now been granted Steam Workshop support, namely Generals and 0 Hour, Command & Conquer 3 and Kane's Wrath, Red Alert 3 and Uprising, and Command & Conquer 4. And to go along with this, the existing mission builder has been updated to allow direct publishing straight to the workshop. Finally, EA are releasing a mod support pack, which includes, I believe, all or at least a lot of the assets and sort of back-end code and stuff to all of the Sage Engine games. So that's starting back at Generals and going all the way up to CNC 4, which is a massive boon for modders and just anyone looking to keep these games alive. And it will certainly help to do so for basically as long as people want to do it. And lastly, to top it all off, they've released over half an hour of archival development footage, both from CNC Renegade and Generals, which is just really interesting. I personally love to see stuff like this. It's really interesting to watch through, and I hope there's more of it, to be honest. So then, what does this all mean to you? Well, simply put, it means easier modding, stronger technical support, and much increased longevity for basically all of the Command & Conquer series, but in particular these games that have been covered today. And while I don't quite understand the full intricacies of what having access to the source code implies, as I'm not a modder, it's easy to see how being able to access the core of the game you're modding would be a great benefit. So for CNC 1, Red Alert, Renegade, and Generals, I'd expect to see more thorough, stable, and intricate mods for all of those games in the coming months and years. If you're a modder and you have more insight on this and what it might allow you to do in the future, please do enlighten me in the comments. The Steam Workshop editions are a no-brainer and an easy win that will enable more custom content to be downloaded by a much wider audience. When it's as simple as just clicking a button or two and having it appear in-game, as opposed to downloading external files and installing them manually, community uptake will be significantly higher. Lastly, this CNC mod support pack sounds really interesting, especially because they explicitly state that it includes files from all Sage Engine games. I mean, does that include the Battle for Middle-earth series? Does including the files from CNC 4 mean that a confident modder or mod team could recreate the campaign of that game and remove the restrictions from its multiplayer component and maybe refresh the gameplay to make something actually half decent? Forgetting about the story, of course. I really don't know, but what I do know is that modders are a smart bunch, and considering what they've been able to do before all these resources were made available in the last 20 years, I can't wait to see what's going to be created in the future. Look, I don't get to say this often, but good job, EA. You have breathed more life into CNC and done something great for the community. almost purely out of love for the franchise. There is always, of course, some sort of financial incentive to keep old products alive and thriving, but I can't imagine the ROI for things like this is overly massive. The keen-eyed among you might have noticed something in this write-up though. When we look at the Command & Conquer release chronology, there is a bit of a gap here. Why is that? Why is the source code for these games being released, but not Tiberian's Son or Red Alert 2? Surely those were as easy to get over the line as these were, right? I mean, hell, Generals is years newer and it's on an entirely different engine. You'd think if any CNC games were to be passed over, it would be that one. So, conspiracy speculation time then. Could it be that Tiberian's Son and Red Alert 2 were skipped over because there is in fact a remaster of both coming in the near future? I mean, that makes sense, right? Releasing the source code before an official remaster could risk a community project remastering it themselves, which would significantly lessen the impact of an official priced release. I don't know man, I'm not one to buy into conspiracy theories, but this one seems kind of plausible. Aside from behind the scenes reasons that we aren't privy to, like maybe licensing or technical issues, I don't see many other reasons to not release them alongside these other ones. Time will tell, I guess, but if my hope for a proper Tiberian Son and Red Alert 2 remaster were like a 3 out of 10 expectation before, I'd say that's probably gone up to like a 6 out of 10 now, maybe even a 7. But despite all that, some of you may remember that about a year ago, I said that if there was no news on a Tiberian Son or Red Alert 2 remaster by a year from then, which is about now, I would eat an entire lemon on video, which a lot of you have continued to remind me about in the comments, which is very good, thank you so much. And while there are still a couple of weeks until that official 1 year mark, I thought, hey, this is probably close enough, and I feel like it's fitting that I face the music in another Command & Conquer video. Plus, it would be insanely funny if they announced a remaster for Tiberian Son or Red Alert 2 in these next 2 weeks. So if I just waited, I wouldn't have actually had to eat the lemon at all. That would be hilarious. So come on Len, let's get it over with. I've got a lemon tree out back, so let me take you with me and we'll do it together. All right, here we go then. Let's find one that's close enough. That one's a bit green. I don't want to get like actually sick. So yeah, this one will do. Look, any size lemon is not a size lemon that I want to be eating, all right? I'll even eat the stalk. Wow, look guys, a lemon. I love lemons. Sorry about the wind. I actually don't want to do this, but whatever. Well, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of this whole CNC thing. You think it means we're getting a Tiberian Son remaster? Or Red Alert 2? Or is it all just cope? Why did I do this, man? Oh. It's sour, dude. Well, I hope this is filming or else I'm gonna have to do it again. Looks like it's filming. I also haven't eaten any of those like things that make sour things taste sweet, and they're real good right now. I'm not editing this either, by the way. This is going straight unedited. Thanks so much for watching again. Leave a comment what you think. Oh. And yeah, if there's a Tiberian Son remaster or Red Alert 2 remaster, you guys will be the first to know from me. You might hear from someone else first, but I'll tell you first. Cheers. Oh. All gone. What are you still doing here? Go away. Get out of here.